Hey, howdy, hey, it is Sabrina and Tara, and we're here.
We are.
And we're talking about how you can have it all. Not. Stay tuned. Hey, everybody, it's Sabrina and Tara again, and today's video is pretty important in the big scheme of things.
That's right. How do you do it all?
Oh,
have it all.
Be it all. I don't know.
Right here, you're going to find out today. So stay tuned, grab a pencil and paper, because are you ready? Here is Life Secrets right here. Seriously, though, such a myth.
Yeah.
It's such a myth.
We need the Mythbusters. Sorry.
Yes, we do. Ladies, if you're trying to do it all, you are running a race you will never win. Who told you you could do it all? And how's it working for you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think this is one of the biggest traps the enemy gives us as women. And we fall for it. I fall for it. I've had to remind myself of this many times.
Mm-hmm.
You can't have it all. Or we could say you can have it all, but not in the same season.
Right.
You have to pick your priorities. You have to know what you're called to do. You need to know what you want out of life and how to make that happen. Otherwise, you're just kind of throwing yourself at projects.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I picked up, this is my book, Restoration. And this was second book I wrote, Finding God's Calm in the World's Chaos. And this is a biblical look at rest with some good practical examples. But I talk about the idea of multitasking, because that's how women go about trying to do it all.
Sure.
Multitask. I'll just multitask. I will take care of my kids, and I will write a book and cook supper at the same time. My grandmother used to ride her exercise bike, read a book, and knit.
How does that even work?
I don't know. When I was a kid, I was slightly impressed. The older I get, I am completely astounded. Because
you're terrified.
Yes, I am not that coordinated.
Uh-huh.
Definitely not that coordinated. But said, this is what I wrote in the book Restoration. Habitually doing more than one thing at once sets us up for doing nothing well. You cannot divide yourself and give your all. It is impossible. You are cheating yourself and those you love if you do.
Very, very true.
Yes. And you know, our loved ones deserve all of us, even if it's for a short time. I would rather have 5 minutes of someone's undivided attention than 30 minutes of being in the same space with them and they're distracted.
Right, definitely. So, what was I going to say? I don't have this mastered at all because I get very distracted. I get very, I have a bad habit of thinking I can do this many things in this little time. Yeah, I know you do too, because we've shared that. But when I start doing a task and then I get distracted, I have to verbally say to myself, you are not working on that. Go back and finish.
Now, I don't have an issue with finishing projects. My problem is more driving myself crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I will just keep tacking one thing on top of another and trying to get them all done.
Yeah.
Like we can all finish the finish line together. You know, me and all my projects. And yeah, so I have to remember that if I want to do something well, I need to schedule it and make time just for that. But also, more importantly, making sure that the things that are most important in life are happening. So, I just finished a book, but I was really caught up with trying to finish the book. And We have more responsibilities in our home right now. We've been doing a lot of things here, ministry-wise. There's just been a lot of balls up in the air right now that I'm juggling. But Billy and I have been making a point of every night spending 30 minutes together. And that's what makes life enjoyable.
Right.
That's what brings quality to my life, is that 30 minutes at the end of the day. So that is a priority.
Because what is more maddening? Sitting in a room and Hubs is on his phone. Or I'm on my phone.
Yep.
Ignoring him, and we're supposed to be doing something together.
Now, do you guys point your fingers at each other,
Oh, yeah.
saying that?
All the time. Put
Yeah.
that phone down.
Yes, and
Yeah.
I'm like, hello, I only picked mine up because you were reading
That's
yours.
Justice.
Yeah, but that's enough of that.
Anyway.
Yeah, the phones are a major distraction, and I think that making a time frame to be on your phone, and that be when you check your emails, that be when you check your Facebook status, but you're going to do it, but plan for it.
True.
And make sure that the things that are most important in life, like time with your family, that comes first. That comes at the top of the list. Because, when the Lord teaches us in the Bible about rest, He's telling us to take a whole day for rest. And depending on how you look at it, being the first day of the week or the end of the week, He's still saying this happens.
Right.
Regardless of everything else happens or not. Now, in the household I was brought up in, it was, this is the to-do list. If we get done, then we have fun.
Yeah, that was my household too.
Yeah, if it doesn't get done, it just rolls over to the next week. And what happens is, you always have a list.
Right. An ongoing list.
Yeah, because you always have dishes. You always have laundry.
Yep.
Those things don't disappear. So, there were times, like when I became a mother, I decided that we were going to do things differently. I'm not a perfect mom, but that was something I wanted to change. It was important to me to say, there were days we dropped all the work and went to the beach.
Yeah. Ooh.
Or I just stopped right in the middle of house cleaning and just said, all right. And I went outside and played with my kids, because that was more important.
Yeah.
So in this vicious cycle of this thing we call life, just remember, you can't do it all, ladies. And just make sure that you're picking and choosing your time and your activities. Because we only get to go around one time.
Right.
And one of the greatest lessons I have learned is, in the Bible it says that we are to seek Him first, and all these things will be added to me. So we seek God first, then all things will be added to you. So it's not that you do all the things and then you get time for God, but you seek Him first. So by doing that, I feel like, when you're trying to be the best mom, the best wife, the best employee at work, the best volunteer at school, the best volunteer at church, you've got all these roles and all these things that you're trying to divide yourself into. Well, anytime you start to divide, you're giving less and less to each thing, right?
Right.
I mean, that's just math. But what God is saying is, we take all of that effort and energy that we've trying to divide up into all these little pots, and we put it all towards Him. Knowing that when we seek God first, when we seek Him about our character, when we seek Him about how do we live our life, when we seek His will first, essentially that is going to make in us the transformed person that we're supposed to be, and we will in fact be the best mom, the best. And I'm not saying about comparing ourselves one to another, but being the best that we can be,
Right.
because we are the woman that God wanted us to be. And I find that so refreshing. God so often makes things so much simpler than what we do.
And sometimes I think in the Christian women realm, we read that Proverbs 31 woman and we just like throw up our hands and go, I can't do that.
Yeah, forget that.
Yeah, but the way that a woman explained that to me was, like you said earlier, yeah, she did all those things. She was a real estate agent. She was sewed. She bought a field. Well, that's the real estate agent, but she took care of her household. She made sure everybody had coats in the wintertime. She took care of her household help, and she had help.
And all with integrity.
Yes, and with humility and words of wisdom on her tongue. But this is a lifetime of activity.
That's right.
And a lifetime of growing and maturing and all of that. So please don't beat yourself up, when you read that, and if you feel guilty no, it's not to feel guilty. It's just something to, I don't know. I don't even want to say strive for.
These are the things that matter.
Yeah.
These are the things that matter, that you are a woman of integrity, that you're a woman of grace. She put God first. And because she did, her husband was pleased with her. And, her children rised up and called her blessed. But those are because God was her main focus.
Right. And I find whenever I do put God first in my day, in my life, the other things either they get dismissed off of my to-do list, or I find much wiser strategery on them, or I have help. Not all of it, but there is help there. He says he adds all these things will be added unto you, including help.
Yes.
So it's just making God that priority, going, okay, God, my feet are hitting the floor. I'm praising you for who you are. That's right. Let that praise be on your lips the moment you wake up. Thank you, God, for another day to love you.
Yes. So, ladies, to sum it up, you can't have it all, but you can have the best that this world has to offer, and that's Jesus Christ.
Absolutely.
Till next time. Love, love.
Love, love.